Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we don't have a lot of time. I got a friend coming over, but I wanted to get you a quick recipe because I know all of you are so busy all the time and you're rush around. So I want to do something really quick. It's really healthy and it only takes, probably 5 minutes to make. And if you have some ingredients left over, like some salsa, like I taught you how to make the other day, or some pico de gallo, which I'll explain how to do, and I'll teach you how to make those in another video. But we're gonna make some shrimp tacos today, and I'm gonna just coat them a little bit with some panko, just to make them a little crunchy, but it's not gonna take us very long today. So, what you wanna do is, your ingredients here, you want panko coating. I always get the whole wheat because, I don't know, it just seems like it's a little bit healthier. My body will digest a little bit more. Whatever seasoning you want, it doesn't matter what seasoning you use. I like to use some fine powdered garlic, some Creole seasoning. This Tony's is really good. I get it at Sam's. I love Sam's. I shop there all the time. And then, the small shrimp, you want to make sure it's the peeled, deveined, and tail off. Small, you can get medium, large, whatever. I do small, it's a little more cost effective. And then sesame oil. I tell you, you can get this heat going really high in a wok, and I love cooking with my wok. And put this sesame seed oil in there and it will cook it up real good, and it won't burn it unless you really let it sit on there forever. So, and a little salt and pepper, and not a lot. So all in all, this should take you about 5 minutes to get the shrimp done. The thing about the shrimp, so I had already defrosted my shrimp, but here's the thing about the shrimp. You don't want a lot of water in your shrimp when you throw it in your pan with the sesame oil. It'll be really weird and really juicy, and you don't want that for your tacos. So what I like to do, just a little trick that I do, I get a couple, things of towel, and then I'll put it over my bowl, just like this. I'll just put the paper towel over the bowl, and then I will shake it. Make sure you got a good grip on it because you could really make a mess. So just turn it over, and if you're over a sink, which you should be, is just shake it like that. It gets the water out, and then you don't have to mess with a lot of soggy shrimp. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to heat this up. Let me turn my light on here. We're going to turn this up to about a 7 or 8. I actually had it up about an 8 the other day. I'm going to go ahead and put my sesame oil in. I'm just going to drizzle it in. And this is the toasted sesame oil. I really like it. It's got a great flavor to it. But again, kind of like the kind of like the mustard I did the other day. You wanted to, when you're on a sandwich just like that, or ketchup, just throw some in there. You're just putting 3 rings on a hamburger. That's all you're doing. I don't cook with a lot of cups. The 1 cups. I don't cook with a lot of the teaspoon measurements. I just kind of go with it. My mom made me stand at the stove when I was, in high school. I played 3 sports my senior year, and I did not want to learn how to cook. I wanted to be a tomboy. I wanted to be outside with Dad and the boys, and I didn't want to be cooking. But I used to get so mad too. But I tell you, it was the best thing my mom ever did for me. I love to cook now. It's really like therapy to me. But anyway, so while this is heating up, I am going to coat my shrimp. I'm just going to get a little bit of this Creole seasoning. Again, you can use whatever seasoning you want. Creole is just what I have in the cabinet, and I'm on a time crunch here. So just sprinkle a little bit, not too much, just a little bit over the top of them, gives it a little bit of flavor. And then, same thing with your garlic. Before I put the panko in, I want to stir that. So hold on, let me get a spoon. Before I put the panko in, I want to stir up my seasonings with my shrimp just a little bit. And then, right before the fire gets really hot, I'm going to sprinkle in the panko. And then I'm going to throw these in. It won't take long. So while that's heating up, I can feel the heat behind me. Oh, I want to put a little salt and pepper in. To your liking every time. And if you don't know how to cook, just start small. You can always season it after. Just mix it up there like that. Again, this is a really quick meal. And people that are hungry, just do a whole bag of shrimp. And saves for the next day. I like to cook like one thing. Like, let's cook some chicken for the week. That way I don't have to worry about a whole lot. I can use shredded chicken on nachos. I can use shredded chicken on tacos. I can use shredded chicken with anything I want. But this week it's shrimp week, so we're gonna do some dishes with shrimp. All right, that's heating up real quick. So other things I like to do, the other day I had some salsa that we made. I've still got some left over. It keeps a couple weeks, believe it or not. So I'm gonna use this salsa on my tacos. It'll be really, really yummy. The other thing I wanna do is I'm gonna put some pico de gallo. Pico de gallo is delicious and it will give it a lot of flavor. All it is tomatoes, chopped up onions. I actually use the cherry tomatoes because that's all I had on hand. I just I cut them up into quarters, and then I chopped up some onion, some jalapeno and cilantro, threw some salt and pepper and a little bit of lime juice. That's all I did. It was super, super simple. And then the other thing, I don't know what it is, but I love green onions. And I like to cut them up as soon as I get them from the store. And then I have them on hand, and I put them on salads, I put them on baked potatoes, I put them on tacos, whatever it is, but I always like to have them on hand, and they don't seem to spoil as fast because I actually use them, because I don't have to cut them up every single time. The other little piece, and I got these on Amazon, I don't know, I have to look back in my history and I can attach it down there if I can find it, but these are little taco holders. Just buy a cheap set, whatever it is, but these help so much when you're making tacos. And the last thing is these little bitty tortillas, corn and flour tortillas. I really like to make those. And I tell you what I do. I've got this little iron skillet that I got, just the size, and I'll show you. Not very big. And I just flip these on there. I'll put them on my stove and get it cooking. So I'll do that. Okay, so this is hot. You can see it. I'm going to turn my skillet on back there so I can get my tortillas on. Okay, the fire's heating up really good. So I'm going to put my panko in just a little bit, and then I'm going to stir it. Just give it a little toss. Get them nice and coated. I'll give it one more little pinch of panko, not a whole lot, and then toss them in. Now, as that's cooking, you'll start to see the panko turn brown a little bit, and the shrimp will pinken up a bit. But I tell you, I don't actually stir it for the first minute or two. I want that bottom side. I don't want it to lose its panko. So make sure that you just let it cook. Be patient. Watch it. Don't walk away because shrimp doesn't take very long. So my iron skillet is heating up. I'm going to make me a couple tortillas. And the other thing I like to do, I like to use these little bitty pans, cooking sheets. I tell you, these little taco holders fit on good. They don't really fit on a plate very much, so I use these all the time. I serve Chris food on these little platters all the time. Just makes it easy. We don't sit at the table a whole lot. We sit over and watch TV, so less of a mess when you're trying to eat. All right, you can hear it sizzling. It's on a higher heat. It's on about 7 right now. So in just about another minute, I will toss those. And might as well clean up while you're sitting around waiting for your shrimp. Keep an eye on it. It looks like it's about ready for me to toss. But I can multitask, and makes cleanup so much easier after you get done eating. So anyway, give it a toss. Oh yeah. You can see it's sizzling really good. It's got a really good smell to it. It also has a really good golden brown to it. And then you want to make sure you get these and put these on. Again, don't leave those on. You don't want to put the fire on too hot. You want to actually on kind of low. Depends on how crispy you like them, but this is looking really good. So we're going to give this a toss. We waited a minute, and look, it's looking really good. There's your tortilla back there. Again, these are the 3 condiments I like to put on. We made the salsa the other day, and then the pico is just tomatoes, onions, pepper, cilantro, and salt and pepper. Let's go over here. Looks like this is looking really good. One more toss and it looks like it's going to be done. I'm going to turn down my heat a little bit and I'm going to toss that. All right, I just flipped that tortilla. I only had it on for about 30-40 seconds, not too long. While we're doing that, I'm going to get my taco plate ready. All right, we're done. The last thing you got to do is just dress up your tacos and enjoy. So, you want about, I don't know, I put 4 or 5 in here, doesn't matter. Whatever you want. And then, I like to put a little bit of salsa on here. If you don't like salsa, you can mix it up. You can use slaw, chop up some slaw real good. You can use just cilantro. You can do like the restaurants, use cilantro and onion. I like my green onions, so we're doing green onions today. You can do white onions, yellow onions, just chop them up, whatever you want. If you're, trying to save some calories and trying to make sure that you don't, put too much dairy on there, you can skip the cheese, but a little bit of cheese doesn't hurt anyone. And that's about it. And then you have your tacos.